Quick note, my shirt says Demon Daddy on it, and I've never loved a shirt more. Hello, witchlings. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, your local chaotic witch aunt, and today, as promised, is a spell walkthrough of removing creative blocks, removing creative obstacles. We also have Benji here with us. Benji, say hi. Come here. Up, up, up. Come on. He's not gonna go up, up, up right now. But you do see him helping out a little bit throughout the spell. You may see his nose. So we're talking about removing creative blockages today, and to kind of start us off, this is a spell of my own creation. This is my own particular method. So feel free to take the format of this spell and change it a little bit to tweak it to what you need. To start off, this is what you're gonna need if you do my spell verbatim. You will need a candle, a green candle the size of your choice, or a prayer candle of the same color. I did not have a prayer candle in green, but I did have a very chunky boy to show you guys, and kind of a smaller taper candle. An oil of your choice. You can use Open Roads, Creativity, or Mastery oil. I used a mix of Mastery and Open Roads on my green candle, and herbs of your choice. Now, if you want to use verbatim the herbs that I use, it is peppermint, bay leaves, angelica, and vervain. But if you're looking for herbs for creativity, you have horehound, carnation, citronella, mistletoe, vervain, and violet. So my choice of herbs was primarily success-based herbs like bay leaves and peppermint, and then herbs to kind of open roads and remove obstacles, angelica, and vervain, which was a creativity herb. I did choose green because on my color correspondence page in my Book of Shadows, it says that green has to do with creativity. It's also great for luck, finances, prosperity, fertility. I have always associated blue with creativity, but that has, I guess, more to do with like flexibility, subconscious change, etc., patience, happiness. So use whatever color candle that you feel pulled to. If you want to use white, use white. If you want to use green, use green. I used green because I had it on hand, and because my Book of Shadows, my spell book, was like, green is for creativity, even though personally I probably would have chosen blue if I had it on hand. Then again, choose the herbs, kind of choose what you have on hand. I was not going to go out of my way to get citronella or mistletoe for this spell, so I just kind of worked with what I had, which happened to be vervain, angelica, bay, and peppermint. If you want to do all open roads herbs, you can. If you want to do all success herbs, you can. I like to throw a little creativity herb in there. This is a great spell for a Wednesday or a waxing half moon. I am lucky today is a Wednesday. When you're seeing this, it'll be posted on a Tuesday, so you can do this spell the day after you see it, if you're interested. There are a few things you can do to kind of set your intention into the candle. You can carve your intention into the candle. For carving choices, we always have a good porcupine quill. I have something called a deer needle bone that I love very much, and it kind of reminds me of like sewing. So I carve with that when I'm thinking creativity, because sewing, creation, writing, all kind of feel the same to me. You can also use a nail or a pen if that's what you have. If you don't want to carve your candle, you can use a pen and a piece of paper, which is also something you will need for this spell. What you're going to do is basically just write your intention onto a piece of paper and fold it under the candle. You don't necessarily have to fold it. I didn't fold mine because I didn't want my candle to fall. But an example of what I said was, my creativity flows abundantly. I completely forgot what I wrote. I think I put it in camera, so roll the clip. A few things you can do when you're gonna roll the candle in oil. I like to roll it towards me because I'm bringing something in. And then roll in herbs of choice. I didn't do that because it gets messy. I just put them around the candle. Very non-fancy. And then the big part of this that I really like is you're gonna place things around the candle that you associate with creativity. So if you're a painter, you put paintbrushes. If you're a writer like me, you put pens. I put my all-time favorite pen that I got as a gift. Things that you use frequently or associate with your creativity working well. So I even put my book behind the spell. Basically, the idea is that this spell will then charge those items, and those items will also charge the spell. Kind of like a give and receive type thing is my idea. You don't have to do that if you don't have anything on hand, but if you're trying to remove creative blocks, for something that you do as a hobby, like sewing needles works, the quilting needles, these things, the ones you see in movies where you're like, those work. You can even put other books or things by other artists that remind you of creativity around it to fuel the spell. And I always tend to pray the rosary during my workings. I ask different epithets or of deities or different saints to help me with things. So I think I did a video that I ended up getting rid of this. It was St. Catherine of Bologna. Bologna? In Italy, the name of the city is Bologna. Bologna. But the sausage in English is bologna. St. Catherine of Bologna, she did a lot of art. She's also against temptation. She was a writer herself. You can also go for petitioning, if you're interested in saints, petitioning a famous writer or famous painter that has died to help you with this block, to impart their wisdom upon you. I actually have a Virginia Woolf candle coming, because I love Virginia Woolf. I almost went with someone else, but it's like a Saint Virginia candle that I have coming in preparation for NaNoWriMo. Fantastic. If you're for deities, there's so many different deities that you can petition for creativity. Let's just name a few. Hephaestus, the god of design and creativity. The god of the arts is Apollo? Odin, poetry. Apollo and Dionysus are the creative art. The god or goddess of crafts is Athena for spinning and weaving. I'm going Greek because that's what's popping up. Bragi and Odin, Etruscan, Greek or Hellenic. You can go for the muses. You can petition the muses if you want. Calliope, goddess of epic poetry. Thalia, goddess of comedy. Hymns, tragedy, lyric poetry. There's even a goddess of erotic poetry if you're into fan fiction. I know some of you watch this. I see you. Celtic, Gwydion, that's Welsh. I don't know why they did Celtic all under the same roof. These are 3 different pantheons. So if you're looking at Celtic, make sure you approach from like Irish, Scottish, Welsh. Egyptian, Bastet, Bez, Hathor, Isis, Meret, Ta, Sakar, Ishtar. There's so many. And then even then, there are probably, considering how many deities exist, some that I hadn't heard of that are in your tradition or within your particular family. If you're Hindu, Saraswati is coming up. But then again, if you are Hindu, you're probably gonna know more about Hindu deities than me and who to petition for creative block. So I'll leave that up to you. Choose your best bet, all right? I trust that you guys will make a good decision. If you don't, I'll know. Anyways, those are a bunch of gods. And of course, you don't have to petition a saint or a god. That's just what I like to do. And you can just do this spell by yourself. I like to let it run all the way down, and from there, kind of right during the process of it burning as well as right after the process. If you want to use a bigger candle, it'll probably burn for several days. If you want to pull an all-night, listen, I'm coming from the writer's point of view. If you want to pull an all-nighter to get that essay done as that candle's burning, it's not my business. I'm gonna turn the other cheek. I'm not gonna know. Don't tell me. I don't want to know about it. I want to know. That is my entire spell walkthrough. I figured I wanted to give you guys something that you could also work with within your own like practice. You can customize. Like I said, this is what I chose, and that's kind of my particular reasoning. But if you want to go through and you say, I want to do a yellow candle, which is one I didn't mention, then do a yellow candle. Or you want to do all creativity herbs, no success herbs, go for it. If you want to choose a completely different oil, not my business. My content has always been kind of like, this is what I do. Do you do it differently? Or at least I'm trying to make it more within that vein. And I know you guys love hearing about what I do, but at the end of the day, there's a really good chance that you won't have access to Angelica root. So find something else. Substitutions are always valid. especially when the walkthrough that I'm giving you is open to change, etc. But I'm going to be doing this spell a lot during NaNoWriMo, which is hopefully when you're going to be seeing this. I am in the midst of it right now. Hello, November Frankie. I hope you're not dead. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you guys a fantastic rest of your day. If you want, you can like, comment, let me know how you do this spell, what you like that I did, what you didn't like, how you personally would do it. Feel free to turn the bell on, subscribe if you want, but absolutely no pressure. Remember to drink water and have an amazing rest of your day. Siete Benedetti.